come in today and talk to you about a recipe that I get asked for quite often, a lot by my children, and it is taco bites. It is very versatile. You can do anything that you would like. Today I'm going to actually make taco meat for my taco bites, and for that I'm going to give you all the recipes and all the ingredients that you need to do this. So, first you're going to need 1 to 2 pounds of hamburger. We like a lot, so we're going to use 2. You're going to cut it open and put it in your pan. And yes, your pan should already be heated up, so that it's good and hot. About a medium heat. We're going to have a good spatula. This is one of our favorites. You're going to break it up. And if you notice that your heat might be a little bit too high, I am using a cast iron, so it does get a little hotter than normal. You can turn it down. And you can break it up to smaller pieces. My family really doesn't care if it has a larger chunks in it or not. It'll break down the more you cook it anyway. Like I said, this is a versatile recipe. You could do shredded chicken. You could make taco bites or breakfast bites. You could make dessert bites with apple pie fillings. You can do basically just about anything. Alright, now that we got that broken up some, we're going to move on to the next. This stuff is amazing. Ask my husband what it is. What is it, husband?
Balsamic vinegar.
Balsamic vinegar. Wonderful stuff. That's Papa Bear behind the camera, by the way. On Papa Bear Nation. You should check him out. I'm going to pour some of this in here, just enough to give it a little bit of flavor. And I'm going to say maybe a tablespoon. Then the next thing we're going to use is soy sauce. I know, that sounds really strange for taco bites, but it really brings out the flavor. You're going to also add another, I'm going to say a tablespoon to that. I wouldn't add too much more of that. You don't want it to take over the flavor. And mix it up with your meat so that it can start cooking down and adding that wonderful flavor to your meat. Turn it back up a little bit now that it's settled down to a medium. We have some salt. You're going to add about a ½ teaspoon of salt. I do not measure, I just kind of eyeball it. And you're going to need your black pepper. About a ½ teaspoon of that. And then we have the all-purpose seasoning. I'm going to say about a tablespoon and a half. We really like this stuff. You can always adjust the seasonings to your liking. We like the Blackstone taco and fajita mix. You can also use the packets if you prefer that. We're going to do about a tablespoon. Then you can taste it, and then if you need to add more, you can. We probably will. So as you can see, we are browning up our hamburger meat here. is almost done. And since we're doing that, I went ahead and preheated the oven to 350. Because once the hamburger gets brown, I'm going to be adding about a half of a small onion that I've already chopped up, and probably about a half cup to 3/4 cups of tomatoes, and the seasonings, and probably 3/4 cups of water. So as we're waiting on that, we want to make sure that after we get all of our hamburger meat nice and browned up, that we drain the grease off. We do not want greasy taco bites. We want to be able to get that flavor to soak into the meat after we drained it off. Now, I think that is probably about right. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and drain it. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, and it is looking like it's about done. I just wanted to tell you all, thank you for coming today. I am kind of nervous. This is my first video, but I hope that I can get better in future videos, because I want to share all of the seeds of Life Gardens with you. And hopefully you'll come back and enjoy those times with me. I'm getting ready to add a half of a small onion to the hamburger. And we're going to make sure that we get that good and stirred in. And if I happen to skip a step or, not tell you something or that you need to know, please leave a comment. I'll be happy to answer questions. I'll be happy to give you the recipe. Right now, we're just going to cook this onion down to translucent. We don't want it to be crunchy, but we want it to have some texture to it for the meat. Hi. The hamburger meat is definitely ready. The onions are translucent, just like we would want them. We're getting ready to drain the grease off of here now, before we add the tomatoes and the seasonings. We're going to add about, I'm going to say a cup and a quarter of tomatoes to the pan. Make sure that we get all of the grease out of the hamburger meat. Then we'll be pouring that back into the pan. Hear that sizzle? I wish you guys could smell this, because it smells absolutely amazing. I'm going to mix that up really good. And you want that sizzle. You get it nice and cooked through. We're going to be adding the water. You're going to add about 3/4 cups of water to this. And you want to make sure that you're scraping the bottom of the pan, because that is where all the goodness is. And that water will cook down, so you don't have to worry about that. Then you're going to be adding, next is your taco and fajita seasoning by Blackstone. Nice big heaping spoon. A little bit more for taste. You're going to get that really well blended into your meat. Now that we got that mixed in, we want to do a little taste test. Make sure that we have it seasoned just the way we like it. That's pretty good. But I think I'm going to add more. So that would take that up to 3 teaspoons and a half of the taco seasoning. Kind of like just flavoring it to your taste. Alright, so now, as you can see, we have got everything in there that we want, and it tastes fantastic. At this time, you'll notice that we have turned it down to a medium-low, close to low, just to let it simmer for about 30 minutes. Also, I wanted to say Happy Valentine's Day, y'all. We had a wonderful day here. My Papa Bear got me a box of chocolates and a teddy bear. We don't really need those materialistic things. We have Valentine's Day every day. But I just wanted to wish everyone to have a wonderful Valentine's Day. And even if you don't have that special someone to love, love yourself. That's the best thing for you. We also are going to be talking about a lot of things with gardening. Canning, dehydrating, preserving food. So it's going to be really great. I just can't wait, and I'm so excited. We'll come back and we'll see you here in about 30 minutes. So, we are officially done getting our hamburger taco meat together. I've turned off the stove. Next thing is putting it together. This is the fun part. When the kids were younger, I used to let them do this because they always enjoyed it. But you're going to use biscuits. You can use the smaller biscuits like I'm using today. If you prefer, you can get the larger biscuit. The smaller biscuits, you're going to have to take 2 of them to make your actual taco bite. And you're going to smash them and get them out as thin as you can on your pan, and as big as you can, just so that it's easier to work with. You do not have to spray if you have a non-stick cookie sheet or baking sheet, but you want to make this probably about the size of your hand. If you have small hands, a little bigger. But you're going to make it where it's nice, kind of like an oblong shape. Then next you're going to add your hamburger, or your taco meat, I should say, a little bit at a time. You do not want to overfill these, because if you do, you won't be able to close them. Then we like to add cheese to ours. We're using mild cheddar today, but if you really want to, you could use a Fiesta blend mix. You could even use the queso dipped cheese. That's really good too. But as you can see, I've put a little bit of the meat and the cheese right in the middle. And at this point, you're going to lift up one edge and fold it over and press down the seams. make sure that you try to excuse me, keep it completely dry at the seams. Sometimes the juice will seep out. That's no big deal. It will crack open a little bit, but if you make sure that you press it down, it should stay close together for you. I'm going to do another one for you. 2 small biscuits or 1 large. And you're just going to flatten that out. Like I said earlier, to about the size of your hand, maybe a little bigger if you can. Alright, and then you're going to get another scoop of your meat. You can also use chicken. Shredded chicken would be really good with this. We prefer hamburger meat for this recipe. But there's so many different things that you can do. Just be creative. Add a little bit more cheese. You're going to grab the end again and fold over. Pinch down the sides. Ready sealed. And you don't have to use an egg wash or anything since it's pre-made biscuits. They're pretty good at sealing. Now so as you can see, this takes 2 cans of biscuits for 1 tray. We are going to put it in our preheated oven that's at 350, and we will see you in 30 minutes. Use the spatula here to take them off. My family absolutely loves these. So y'all, I'm going to go ahead and finish putting these in here and getting them ready for dinner. We're going to also have some wonderful tortilla chips and probably some salsa. Please, if you can, and if you will, hit that like button, the notification bell, and subscribe. And share, 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 so that we can plant seeds in everybody's lives. Thank you. God bless. See you later from the Paisley Girl.